Why are Palestinians in Gaza finally turning against Hamas, cursing Hamas in open and on social media? Why is it happening, and why is it happening now? Hi, this is Joel Rosenberg in Jerusalem with a YouTube exclusive for the Rosenberg Report. This is one of the reasons we do the YouTube exclusives, because we need to capture material that we just don't have time for on the regular Thursday night and Saturday night broadcast of the Rosenberg Report. This is a really important story. Israel is pressing the offensive, fighting Hamas deeper and deeper inside Gaza. What's happening, I believe, is that there have been two sparks that have created this growing uprising of people willing to speak out, Palestinians willing to speak out in very hostile terms against Hamas, finally, and I believe it's for two reasons. The first reason is because Israel is fighting again, that Israel has not surrendered, it hasn't abandoned the field of battle, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's view is unless and until Hamas totally gives up all and gives back all of our hostages and surrenders, we're going to keep fighting. That type of pressure after an extended ceasefire is causing day-to-day rank-and-file Palestinians in Gaza, and they're now turning it not against Israel. They're realizing that their enemy ultimately isn't Israel. I'm not saying that these Palestinians have become Zionists. I'm not saying they become pro-Israel. What they're expressing is outrage, not against the war that Israel is fighting, but against Hamas that brought the war, that brought the destruction upon the people of Gaza. The second thing, I believe, the reason is because President Trump has said that he's going to take over Gaza. He's going to own Gaza. What's happening is two realities are starting to settle in. The first reality is that Israel's not going to stop fighting until we end this war, get our hostage back, and defeat Hamas. And then there's a hope, not that Israel will occupy Gaza going forward, but that the United States would own it and make it beautiful, make it wonderful. Now, true, President Trump did say they're all going to have to leave. We're going to send them to Egypt and Jordan and whatever other countries want to take them, and no, they can't come back, right? That was of a great concern for many Gazans. However, Trump has walked that back. He does think that the 2 million or so people in Gaza that are living in that hellhole and this very, very dangerous place. So Trump's view is that every Palestinian needs to at least leave for a while. Now, he did say at the beginning, maybe they just need to leave forever. And I raised the question, is that going to set into motion the prophecies of Zephaniah chapter 2, where the Bible says that in the last days, Gaza will be abandoned of its current residents and then will be returned to the people of Judah. That's the people of Israel. That's going to happen at some point. Is Trump going to set that into motion? I don't know. Now, I want to say, as we talk about this, that those are the two reasons. Those are the two realities. Israel's going to keep fighting, and then Trump and the United States is going to make Gaza better again. And this is causing first dozens, then hundreds, then thousands, now tens of thousands of Palestinians in Gaza to start speaking out. They're basically saying what we hope millions of Palestinians are thinking. But we don't know. The polling out of Gaza is erratic, and I'm not sure we can fully trust it. There are two voices that of Palestinians originally from Gaza who are sort of, they're not leading this protest movement, but they're watching it closely and they're sort of giving it attention. They're drawing the rest of the United States and the media and others, they're drawing attention to this movement that's building inside Gaza. Now, most of the mainstream media haven't covered it at all, which is crazy. I think this is a significant development. I think these tens of thousands of Palestinians in Gaza are actually speaking for more people. I don't want to overstate it, but I don't want to understate how much risk there is for a Palestinian in Gaza without a weapon to start speaking out against a genocidal terror army, which could shoot him in the head, lynch him, or behead him in an instant. And in fact, some leaders of this growing movement, this anti-Hamas movement, have been killed. And so it shows the courage of these folks even more. Now, I want to quote these two Palestinians originally from Gaza who now live in the States, so they're able to speak from safety. One is Ahmed Fouad Al-Khattab. He's from the Atlantic Council. Another is Khalil Sayegh. He's a Christian, and Ahmed is a Muslim. Let me start with some actually extended quotes from Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib's social media account on X, and some of the things that he is writing, so you get a flavor of what not only what he believes, but what he's channeling as he's picking this up from quotes by Palestinian anti-Hamas people in Gaza and on social media. So, for example, "Save Gaza from Hamas!" exclamation point. Everywhere on social media, he writes, that I can see in Arabic, Gazans are cursing out Hamas. They're cursing out Islamic Jihad. And they're cursing the vile terrorists who are leading them and the Palestinian people to extermination and complete annihilation for no reason, no gain, no benefit, no positive outcome. That's not entirely true. Israel is not bringing complete annihilation and complete, this isn't genocide, okay? I understand that most of the buildings in Gaza have been destroyed, and that's true. But most of the people in Gaza have not been destroyed. Most of the people that Israel has killed are fighting age Hamas and Islamic Jihad young men. Now he writes, continuing, he adds more. "The unimaginable and unbelievable level of suffering in Gaza is also that an Iranian-funded Islamist fascist militia that served the interests of Netanyahu can remain in power, okay? Keep its arsenal strictly to terrorize Gazans and be able to rebuild its capabilities, not so that the Palestinian national project may advance or progress." And he asks, why are Hamas's leaders that are living abroad, and then he lists a whole group of them, why are they still breathing, he asks. Why aren't they in jail for crimes against the Palestinian people? Why aren't their assets being seized? Why aren't they being used to pay for humanitarian aid for the Gazan people? Why isn't Hamas's relationship with the Islamic Republic of Iran a component of the Trump administration's nuclear negotiations with Tehran to ensure that released funds from the sanctions aren't used by the Revolutionary Guard Corps in Iran to rebuild Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, and other terror proxy networks? He says that there's a unique opportunity to do something special here because tens of thousands of Palestinians are rising up against Hamas. Now, Khalil Sayegh, I know Khalil. I like Khalil. We don't agree on everything. He is a Palestinian who was born and raised in Gaza. His family has suffered, so has Ahmed's. Khalil Sayegh wrote on X the other day, "Hamas must be dismantled. Hamas is a disease. It's fighters before its government in case it's not clear." Okay? Khalil is saying Hamas is a disease, that they need to be dismantled. That is not something that you heard 18 months ago from most or almost any Palestinians. But Khalil has been consistent, and he writes, "I've been saying it forever. Hamas is willing to sacrifice everything in Gaza rather than give up its primitive weapons. Yet so many experts deluded themselves into believing that Hamas would willingly give up power. Giving up power without disarming," he writes, "is not giving up." Khalil is right. Ahmed is right. I don't agree with them on everything, but they are courageous voices. Now, they have the courage and they have the freedom to be brave because they're living outside of Gaza, but that doesn't diminish their right to speak because they are Palestinians born and raised in Gaza. Yes, now they're living in freedom, and they have the right and the freedom to say things that not every Palestinian in Gaza can say. But what they're pointing to is that there's a growing movement of tens of thousands of Palestinians who are cursing Hamas and calling for an end of Hamas to get to a better future. That's a very important development. I want you to pray for Ahmed. I want you to pray for Khalil. I want you to pray for this movement to grow. Okay, this anti-Hamas movement to grow. May this tribe increase. That doesn't mean that everything's going to get better soon, but the people of Gaza have to rise up, and it's time for the people of Gaza to fight, to speak out, and to call the world to bring an end to Hamas and radical Islamist terrorism in Gaza once and for all. From Jerusalem, this is Joel Rosenberg with a Rosenberg Report YouTube exclusive. Please hit like on this, please subscribe to this channel, and please share a link to this special report with your family and friends on social media. God bless you.